Tracy Hudson, and I would say it's just me, so it's a photographer. We've kind of added videography in a little bit, and that's with my husband. Remember When Photography by Tracy Hudson. I would have to say just about anything, except I will admit I have not figured out studio. Buildings and stuff are indoors, and I haven't quite figured it out. But take me outside, I'll take pictures of anything. Anything that catches my eye, and I'm taking a photo of it. I like the idea of you flip through a book and you say, oh, remember when this happened. That's kind of how it came about, because I like the idea of capturing memories. This business is, I think, 5 years, possibly 6. It kind of gradually, I fell into it. So I would say after the falling of the elevator is when somehow things progressed, because I had the only photos of that angle, the series falling. And then I had recently, just before then, helped out a neighbor and took some grad photos for them, just for fun. And somehow after that, people started calling and asking how much I charged. And I started taking more. And then the town made me aware that you need to make this legal. So then I did the process. So I would say 5 or 6 years for sure. I was born in Oyen, raised in Esther, and went to school here up to grade 12, and then left for college, and eventually came back in 2007 with my husband and my 2 kids. It's a little scary, but everybody's very supportive, and with the help, I think, of Facebook, you're able to find ways to support yourself and find places like rural networks where they can help you. And I find in the small towns, people are more easygoing. It's not as stressful. You can kind of decide whether you want to be or do as much as you want. But the help is out there, and the social media is helping a lot, I think. But the small town aspect of it is everybody's pretty easygoing and supportive. So it does make it more relaxing. I think I'd be more stressed if I was in the city. There is so much competition, and it's almost like you're expected to be a little more perfect. Whereas out here, people know you, so they kind of know I'm fluttery, and they know I'm pretty easygoing. So that can help you make it a more relaxing time and have some fun with it. You know, I think it's just because I'm a little obsessed with taking photos, and I'm not afraid to help out anyone. So I was only charging a very small amount for friends and stuff. Oh, can you take this picture? And then I started realizing how much I enjoyed doing the photography, and I liked photography before, just didn't realize I was doing photography. I was basically just enjoyed, I don't know, walking down the street and seeing something really cool and saying I want to freeze that moment and keep it. Take it home, I'm going to keep it so I can look at it whenever I want. And then after the elevators fell, I was kind of surprised because it went into one newspaper, and I think it was Global. And next thing I knew is I had friends calling me all over Canada, because I have friends in PI and friends in Vancouver, saying, do you know your photo's on the front page? What are you talking about? So it was like, wow. And I felt really good because I took the photos that put Oyen in the paper for this and made people aware of these elevators as well. And it was just really cool because it felt like I was contributing somehow using photography. And then it just kind of went from there. And now I am sending photos to the Oyen Echo, sending photos to the coffee break, sending photos to the churches when they do the funerals, because they're always looking for backdrops, or the Oyen Echo needs fillers. So usually she'll pull up a whole bunch of pictures that I gave her, and then she can slide a photo in that just covers a space that's not being used. And I feel good about that because it's nice that I'm able to help somebody else out who's also has a business and needs to work together. And that's some of my favorite things, is because I'm so obsessed with photos, at least they're being used. Like, I like how something looks and I want to share it because it's so cool to me. Social media, talking to people, researching. When I got the Olympus camera, which I'm in love with, and so I went on their site and they have tutorials, and you went on YouTube, and I researched a specific type of photo and how the settings would be. So I kind of self-taught myself. Out here there was a lot of classes, but I did get paid, I was gifted, one in Calgary. So I got to spend 2 days in Calgary and work with Learn Photography. And they were really great. They're helpful and answered all your questions, took us around the Calgary Zoo, which is where my favorite hippo photo came because they were cuddling. And I came home and I tried what they said, and I hate to say it didn't work for me. I did a photo shoot. I had to give the money back, I'll admit it, because everything just got all screwed up. So I decided I was going to reset the camera. I was going to start over and do what I was doing, and self-taught, just kind of winging it for me and learning as I go, produces better photos for me. But there are some people out there who get a lot of benefit from these courses, and I'm all for that. But for me, I'm kind of self-taught. I think the fact that I know I'm not had any training or I'm self-taught, that it does make you feel like you're kind of going in blind, and that is my biggest worry. Other than that, I've had no problem with figuring a lot of this out, and I have a really good tax lady in Hannah who's helped me out and give me advice. And if you ask enough questions, and I'm a question person, it helps a lot. But I think the biggest thing is that I know I may not be as experienced as others, but I also know that if you're passionate enough like I am, you'll figure it out because you'll want to, and I'm okay with that. I was raised in a family of volunteers, so my grandma was big on it, and my daughter as well is big on it. So I'm able to use my photography to volunteer because I'm not confident in maybe baking or the other places where parents and people can volunteer their time. So I feel like if I can help out with photography, then I am very satisfied that I've done some volunteering. So I've used this to help out with taking photos at the school, at events, track and fields, whenever they need it. Recently, in the past few years, I took over for Aaron doing the Santa photos for the hospital toys, and I feel really good about that because it's a lot of fun being with Santa and the kids, and I know it's going to a great cause. So I think using it for volunteering and making it my contribution just makes volunteering even more than it was before. My son's autistic, and so 6 years ago he would have been in, oh now I have to do math, would have been going to junior high, and I wanted to make sure that I'm available to him whenever, and sometimes it's hard if you have a full-time job, and some of these hours of full-time jobs don't work. So this made it beneficial, and the fact that I love it so much and I was able to run a business because of it just made it even more, because I'm contributing to the family. I'm being able to support my son when he needs me. Like, he'll come home from school just because, you know, he's having an off day and there's no real good excuse like most people if they're sick. He's just off and needs to be at home, and I'm here. So it had some benefits for me towards him, and just being able to take photos and capture memories and see the looks on people's faces and have fun with it. It's just all a bonus. That it's helped make me feel like I'm contributing. My husband's old-fashioned, so he does like that I am here with the kids and available to them at any time, but he also likes that I'm doing something that I love. And so it's good right now. I do still would like to work and be in the community, and I don't think I'm the type of person that sees my photography like expanding bigger. I'm very comfortable where I am and what I'm doing, and I think if you're comfortable and passionate and you don't take it too far, you can stay in that passionate, comfortable, happy place that not only helps you and your family, but you can help the community, and you don't become like too big, I guess people say. I kind of like how I handle it, and I'm comfortable, and I think that's important. Stop worrying. It's gonna be okay. Just have fun with it. But I said it to myself all the time, so I don't know if I'd listen back then, because I sometimes don't listen now. Love it. Well, the biggest thing is if you don't love it, then you're not gonna have fun with it. And don't let anybody push you to do more than what you want to do, because you can take advice from other people, or you can see what other photographers do, in my case, and yeah, it's nice to have all those things, but is that going to stress you out or make you a better photographer? So you kind of have to listen to your own instincts. I'm big on whatever makes me comfortable, I'm perfectly happy with, and I think you can be successful just in that, is listen to, you know, what makes you comfortable and stick with what you know, and don't let anyone else change you, because that may not work for you, but it might work for them. Like, I know I can't take baby photography in a studio. There are some amazing people in this area who have the cutest baby pictures and the props, and they are so very good at it that I have no problem telling people you should go to them because they take beautiful pictures, and that's their skill set. I know what my skill set is. So being honest with people, I guess, would be my third thing, because if you're not, then you're expected to do things you might not be as skilled in as you wish to be, and that's okay. You don't have to be good at every part of photography. Everybody has their own style, and that should be okay. Well, you have to like it, and you have to make sure that you're capable of doing what you say. So if you're able to afford the equipment or offer the services, just make sure you have your ducks in a row. It's not always easy to be organized, but when you are, everything works out. I don't know if I have the best advice for entrepreneurs, except that I think being honest with people is the most important, because it's just going to hurt you if you're not honest and people come back and say, well, you said you could do that. So I think it's important to just be honest, be yourself, and do what makes you comfortable, and everything will work out the way it's supposed to. I think if I don't get worried about competition, I think there was a chance when we were going to possibly move, but we didn't, and I got really worried going, how am I going to do this in a bigger place? Because I'm so comfortable with what I'm doing here. And I think you don't have to worry about other people because they have their own style. So I think if you just stick with what you know, offer what you know, and don't try to go beyond, then you're going to be fine. And everything will grow the way it's supposed to, when it's supposed to. I can freeze time. What's your superpower? That's my favorite. I have a hoodie that says that, but it's really dirty from being on the ground taking photos. I love that one because it totally fits me. I'm all about capturing memories, and I'm all about catching moments. People say that I somehow have this ability to take a photo and you can almost see the story in the photo. And that's what I love, because I am a moment person. You know, this is a moment you're going to remember later. And I think that's great, because I would love moments like that.